Recently, the US's ban on TikTok, the international version of Douyin, has once again brought attention to TikTok's relationship with the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. Li Xiaomin, a renowned Chinese-American scholar and international professor at Old Dominion University in the United States, expressed his views. ByteDance, they follow the party's order not only for the survival of their own business, profitability of their own business, but also for the survival and safety for themselves, their staff. TikTok is a U.S. business under the ByteDance umbrella, which was founded in March 2012 and rebranded as Douyin in April 2022. It is headquartered in Beijing, China. In recent years, ByteDance has experienced explosive growth, becoming one of the most valuable companies globally. Its international investors, including the US-based General Atlantic and Susquehanna International Group, as well as Japan's SoftBank, hold shares worth billions of dollars. However, to date, nearly 20 countries and regions worldwide have implemented various forms of restrictions or bans on TikTok. The main reason for the bans is concern about the threat TikTok poses to user privacy and cybersecurity. These countries and regions prohibit the installation of TikTok software on government phones and other devices. According to multiple media reports, Susquehanna owns about 15% of ByteDance. In fact, Susquehanna is not a passive investor. It supported the career success of ByteDance CEO Zhang Yimin and approved his idea to establish ByteDance. Susquehanna International Group was founded by 6 people, including American Republicans Jeff Yass and Arthur Danchik. Its mystery lies in not disclosing its financial indicators. In 2005, SIG Asia Investments, a subsidiary of Susquehanna International, was established in Shanghai. SIG Asia invested in the portal website Kuxun that year, which focused on job advertisements, housing ads, and tourism. At that time, Zhang Yimin, in his 20s, was the technical director of the website. Later, Jiang Yiming switched to Microsoft. However, in 2009, when Susquehanna was preparing to spin off Kuxun's real estate department into a separate company, the investment company lured Jiang Yiming back and appointed him as the CEO of the new company, 99Fong. 99Fong claimed to have a sophisticated search algorithm, which later appeared in ByteDance. A director of Susquehanna once wrote to colleagues that 99Fong's website facilitated the birth of ByteDance. As a real estate website, 99Fong ended in failure. Wang Qiong, managing director of SIG Asia, once wrote in an internal investment memo that Zhang Yiming sought SIG Asia's understanding and permission to leave 99Fong and create a new company. In early 2012, SIG Asia valued Zhang Yiming's startup at about $9 million and initially invested slightly over $2 million, followed by hundreds of millions of dollars. Wang Qiong also introduced Zhang Yiming to other investment institutions to help him secure more funding. Zhang Yiming described the new project that year as a sister company to 99Fong. Wang Qiong's investment demo indicates that a prototype application developed by Zhang Yiming seemed to be popular among users. By selecting content for users, it could initiate viral spread, increasing user stickiness. In other words, the new company didn't require users to seek out what they wanted to see. It made the choice for them. The memo stated, social network technology will be used to track user behavior, predict user interests, and build relevance and recommendation engines. The recommendation algorithm was later applied to Toutiao, today's headlines, and some subsequently developed short video applications which contributed to ByteDance's rapid growth. For a long time, Toutiao was almost with ByteDance. By 2016, Toutiao had accumulated 600 million registered users and 104 million daily active users. Until 2018, Zhang Yiming served as the CEO of Toutiao. Zhang Yiming was eager to challenge Facebook and Google's dominant positions in overseas markets. He began to focus on countries such as the United States and Japan in 2017, launching the overseas version of Toutiao called Newsmaster, which was later renamed Top Buzz. However, the overseas version of Toutiao did not succeed like the later overseas version of Douyin and was closed in June 2020. The rise of Douyin can be attributed to Zhang Yiming's successful acquisition of the app Musical.ly. Musical.ly was popular among some American teenagers between 2016 and 2017, but struggled to grow further. Therefore, the founders of Musical.ly began to consider selling it to Facebook. Zhang Yiming launched the Douyin app in 2016, which almost completely copied Musical.ly's model. By May 2017, Douyin's daily active users exceeded 1 million. To achieve its globalization goals, Zhang Yiming persuaded the founders of Musical.ly to sell it to ByteDance. Musical.ly's team of 400 people then used ByteDance's algorithm and fully integrated with Douyin in 2018. Zhang Yiming renamed the overseas version of Douyin as TikTok. TikTok quickly expanded in Japan, South Korea, Southeast Asia, India, and other countries, with the United States being a strategic high ground TikTok aimed to conquer. After integration, TikTok entered a frenzy of spending and decided to focus its major advertising channels on its old rival, Facebook. For a period, the quarterly advertising budget grew by over 100%. Zhang Yiming hired a group of managers from Facebook at high salaries, some of whom brought Facebook's data, such as the number of daily active users in each country and the expected profitability. This data was used to estimate how much money could be invested in advertising. By 2018, ByteDance had some of the world's highest valued properly held technology companies. In that year, Zhang decided to rename the company's today's headlines brand to ByteDance. In 2020, the global COVID-19 pandemic broke out. Zhang decided to launch e-commerce functionality on the Douyin platform, bundling traffic with revenue, which further fueled Douyin's growth. Following the success of Chinese Douyin e-commerce, ByteDance launched TikTok Shop in the United States. The high consumption characteristics of the United States stimulated rapid growth, traffic, and performance, bringing lucrative returns to ByteDance. As one of the investors, Susquehanna International reaped handsome rewards. As one of Susquehanna's founders, Arthur Danchik, is currently a board member of ByteDance, succeeding Wang Chong in the board seat. Like most major Chinese companies, ByteDance has faced increased control from the CCP government. According to CCP state media reports, the CCP established a party branch in ByteDance in 2014. In 2017, the CCP government purchased shares in ByteDance's Chinese entity, Wangtou Zhongwen, jointly owned by 3 CCP state institutions in Beijing, acquired 1% of the shares of ByteDance's subsidiary, Beijing ByteDance Technology. This move gave the CCP government a board seat in the subsidiary and partial business licenses for Douyin and Toutiao. Subsequently, the CCP's scrutiny of ByteDance further expanded. Additionally, from late 2017 to 2018, Toutiao faced rectification by the CCP's Cyberspace Administration, with its social channels being shut down. 36 social media accounts were banned for suspected violations, and 165 accounts were banned from posting. The in-app content was also permanently shut down by the CCP State Administration of Radio and Television. After relaunching, Toutiao declared its intention to promote the spirit of the 19th National Congress of the CCP and began a large-scale recruitment of 2,000 content editors, requiring political sensitivity and discernment, even stating CCP members are preferred, indicating a continued increase in content censorship efforts. Moreover, according to overseas media reports, TikTok, an app owned by a Chinese company, can influence half of the U.S. population through content push, potentially manipulating U.S. elections and public policy making. This is a national security issue that has deeply concerned U.S. lawmakers and think tank experts. The U.S. Office of the Director of National Intelligence pointed out its annual report in March that this year, accounts operated by CCP propaganda departments targeted candidates from both parties during the 2022 U.S. midterm elections. The report indicates that the CCP government may attempt to influence the 2024 U.S. presidential election to some extent, weak criticism of the CCP, and widen social divisions in the United States. Christopher Wray, director of the FBI, testified before the Senate Intelligence Committee on March 11th that the intelligence community is concerned that the CCP government could directly or indirectly control and influence TikTok's algorithm through its parent company, ByteDance. Wray emphasized that this type of influence operation by the CCP government
are extraordinarily difficult to detect, which is part of what makes the national security concerns represented by TikTok so significant.
In 2022, Wray had told lawmakers that the dangers of allowing TikTok included the possibility that the CCP government could use TikTok for data collection or algorithmic manipulation, affecting millions of users. TikTok's control and influence over American youth have raised concerns among some, especially Republicans. In August 2020, then-President Donald Trump signed an executive order citing national security concerns, demanding that U.S. operations be divested from its Chinese parent company, ByteDance, and transferred to a new U.S. company within a specified period. Before the ban was set to take effect, a federal court in the District of Columbia halted the order. After President Biden took office in 2021, the Commerce Department replaced this ban with an investigation. Meanwhile, Republican lawmakers held hearings, continually pushing for solutions to the national security issues posed by the app. On April 24th of this year, President Biden officially signed a $95 billion foreign aid bill, which includes a provision requiring ByteDance to divest its TikTok operations in the U.S. within 270 days, about 9 months. If the sale or divestment does not occur, TikTok will be completely banned in the United States. Additionally, if Biden determines that progress has been made in the sale, he also has the power to exercise a one-time 90-day extension, extending the deadline to 1 year. The bill passed in the Senate on April 23rd, marking the first time in decades that the United States has legislatively regulated a technology company. U.S. lawmakers claimed that as long as TikTok is owned by ByteDance, it could be used by the CCP government for espionage and propaganda activities. U.S. lawmakers emphasized that the purpose of the bill is to sever TikTok's ties with the CCP. According to the U.S.-based tech news site The Information, ByteDance is seeking a solution to sell TikTok without giving up its powerful recommendation algorithm. TikTok CEO Shou Zi Chew stated that the company will file a lawsuit against the new law. Some commentators believe that while U.S. courts have the power to terminate executive orders, overturning a law is almost impossible. To file a lawsuit for unconstitutionality, it would need to be reviewed by 9 Supreme Court justices and confirmed to violate the Constitution in order to nullify congressional legislation. The primary purpose of the U.S. Constitution is to protect the basic rights of American citizens, and issues involving national security, the judiciary is reluctant to make rulings and usually respects the legislative power of Congress. In March 2023, a spokesperson for the CCP's Ministry of Commerce strongly opposed the sale or divestment of TikTok, citing concerns about technology export issues. According to the Wall Street Journal, the CCP authorities recently told ByteDance that the CCP government would rather see TikTok banned in the U.S. than sold. Peter Schweitzer, chairman of the Government Accountability Institute think tank, believes that all of this indicates that the CCPs views the algorithm as a state secret. He said, "To me, this suggests where their real interest lies, which is not in providing a platform for commercial activity, but in creating a platform for exerting influence." A recent poll conducted by Reuters and the Ipsos polling agency on April 29th to 30th showed that 58% of respondents believe that the CCP uses to influence public opinion in the United States, while 46% of respondents agree that the CCP uses TikTok to monitor the daily lives of Americans. The poll also showed that 50% of Americans support a ban on TikTok, while 32% oppose such a ban, and the rest are unsure. The poll only surveyed American adults and did not reflect the views of those under 18, who make up a significant portion of TikTok users in the U.S. About 1/6 of respondents aged 40 and older supported the ban, while about 1/4 of the respondents aged 18 to 39 supported it. Following the signing of the U.S. bill, technology industry analyst Richard Windsor stated that the TikTok ban would mark the end of ByteDance's global expansion, as it would demonstrate that the CCP government values algorithmic security over ByteDance's economic prosperity and global expansion. Chinese political commentator Tang Jingyuan, who is based in the U.S., stated that the CCP's ability to control ByteDance has made TikTok a security risk for the U.S., leading to the outcome today. Whether TikTok is sold or banned, ByteDance will lose the U.S. market, thereby ending its globalization process. As long as the CCP exists, the overseas expansion of Chinese companies, not just TikTok, will be restricted.